Hello everybody, my name is InspirAspir and welcome back to my Launchpad light effect tutorial series. This is a series where I teach you guys how to make a certain light effect and you can go ahead and follow along so you can make the same effect on your Launchpad. Today, we will be making this effect. This sort of rainbow wave motion looking thing. Someone requested this. I can't exactly remember your name at the moment, I'm sorry, but thank you for requesting it. I'll go ahead and jump in how to make this effect, and you guys can follow along. So you can see this in my Ableton session. My green track, my MIDI track, is just the demo version. That's what this is, and then this red one is one I'll be making for you guys. So I already have this all set up, good to go for my Launchpad. If you're new to this and you don't know how to set up your Launchpad to, work with MIDI light effects, I'll put a link in the description where you can go check out my tutorial series where I try and explain all that stuff so you don't have to worry about it. But if you know what you're doing, we'll jump right into it and I'll teach you how to make this effect. So all this effect is just a series of lights moving from the bottom row to the top and back down. And then the way you get that wave motion is you offset it so that this one goes, and then while this one's moving about here or so, then this one starts, and as it moves up, as they move up towards the rows, up the columns, then they move across the rows, if that makes any sense. You'll see in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and start in this bottom left corner. I'm going to, I have to make sure your recording arm is on. That lets you work with your current MIDI track. So we're going to start with this bottom left, and I'm going to also click this little headphone icon in the top left. If you don't know how to do this, you click on your MIDI track, you can double click, this piano will come up and you can highlight over this bar to drag it up. Also, some people have been asking, and if you're new to this, you can go in this bottom right corner and you see this little rectangle. Anywhere you click, you'll go to that part in your MIDI track, and if you click and drag either up or down, you'll zoom in and out. So if you ever see me zooming in and out, that's how I do it. So again, back to the effect, we'll start with this bottom left corner, and I'm going to press the note and then hit the right arrow key on my keyboard, and that automatically draws it in. And so all I'm going to do is draw in this light moving from this bottom left corner to the top left and then back down. Sorry about that. I'm going to solo this track so we only see this effect before we were looking at the other one. So we have this light going from the bottom left to the top left and back down. Easy enough. Now we're going to go ahead and change the color. We're going to highlight, hold command, and drag down to number 5, because on my Launchpad Pro, 5 is a red. If you're using the Launchpad S or Mini, you'll have different colors and you'll have to figure out your own color scheme. But for now we'll be using a red. And again, you can change the colors, it's up to you. It's your freedom. You can do what you want. But so now that we have this selected, I'm going to hold Alt and click on one of these blue notes and drag, and I'm going to move it up 1 and over to the right 2. So that way it's offset a little bit. You can move it up 1 to the right 1 if you want. I'm moving it to the right 2 just because I kind of like like I said, the offset pattern. That kind of appeals to me. So I did that, and then on the new highlighted one, I'm gonna change that color, like we did before, to an orange. And so in this case, that's number 9. I'm just gonna be moving up by 4. Well, for most of them. So I moved up by 4 numbers. I went from 5 to 9 to get a nice orange. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hold Alt on this highlighted blue selected notes. Hold Alt, click and drag, move it up 1 and over 2. I'm going to change this color to 13 because 13 is a nice yellow. And then, as you might guess, I'll do the same thing. Highlight, hold Alt, move up 1, right 2, and I'm going to change this color to a green. A nice green is number 21. And again, let me just emphasize that you can change it to whatever color you want. I just, I have a nice scheme. I got like a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, darker blue, purple, or whatever what have you. So anyways, now we hit this middle line on the Launchpad, and so we can't do our little technique where we go up 1 and over to the right 2, because then we'll be actually starting with this note, which we don't want. We actually want to start on this one. So I'm just gonna hold Alt and drag it up, and you can see on the Launchpad when it makes the vertical line where I want it, it's in the right placement. So you can do that, or you can just hold this button, and you'll see that in my piano roll, this note lit up, this right here, and that's where we want this first note to start. It basically tells us we're in the right spot. So now I'm gonna see, as you can see, I'm hovering over this note, the beginning one of the last row we did, this one right here. So we want to move it to the right 2 from here, and basically that times it right. And I'm going to change this to number 33. That's a nice light blue, kind of a tealish. And so now do the same thing, move it up 1, over 2. I'm going to change this to 41. That's a lighter blue. Do the same thing, move it up 1, over 2. I'm going to change this to 45 because that's a dark blue. And then I'll do it one more time, and I'm going to change it to number 49 because that's a nice purple. So as you can see, we got a nice rainbow pattern going on here. And so now at this point, all you need to do is you highlight your notes, and you can click and drag. You can hover over the right side of any one note, and you'll see that your cursor changes to a bracket shape. And then you can click and drag horizontally, however far you want, and it extends that note, so it kind of gives it a more wavy, fluid motion to it. And at this point, we're pretty much done. You can, as I always say, you can change it up however you like. You can speed it up, you can slow it down, you can do whatever you want to it. You can change the colors, you don't have to exactly follow the pattern I did. You can maybe add some fading if you want, if that suits your fancy. You could invert and then flip it. Makes an interesting effect. I've never done that, I just saw that. I just did that now. So yeah, you can, I'm just undoing right now to see what it looked like without the extension, out of curiosity. There we go. Looks pretty neat. So yeah, that's all there is to it. You can follow along, change what you like. There's no rules here. You can do whatever you want, and so you make this kind of rainbow effect. If you guys have any suggestions or requests for any specific light effect, feel free to leave a comment. I read all the comments, I go through them, and if it's something that I think is a good idea, then I'll go ahead and make a tutorial video on it so you can follow along and you can make that light effect on your own. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!